Good morning, children. Let us begin with Standard 5 English Grammar, Unit 19 Strong and Weak Verbs. So, as we have learned, what are verbs? Verbs are doing words, they show us actions. So, now we had learned about a sentence, and a sentence always has a verb. Now, these verbs are divided into two classes. What type of classes? Strong verbs and weak verbs. So, what do you mean by strong verbs? Strong verbs are those which form their past tense by merely changing the vowel in the body of the present without adding ed, d, or t to the present. For example, now any verb is the present verb, which we say it is the verb 1. Now, when we have to change this verb 1 into verb 2, that is the simple past, how do we change? Sometimes we add d or ed or t to the present verb, or sometimes we change the spelling of the present verb and write the past. So, strong verbs are such verbs where we change the spelling. The vowel in the verb is changed to make the past tense. So, for the example, speak. S-P-E-A-K. Speak, which is the present, which is verb 1. How do we make the past? We change the spelling to S-P-O-K-E. We change the vowel. E changes into O. Same way, fall, F-A-L-L. We say this is in the present, it is verb 1. So when we change it into the past, that A of the present, we change it into E and we make it into the past. And we say fell. Fall is present, fell is past. Another example, sing, S-I-N-G is verb 1. It is in the present tense. So when we change this sing into the past, it becomes sang. So I is changed into A. So these are few examples where we are changing the vowel from I to A or E to O. So we say that these are verbs which are called the strong verbs, where we just change the vowel in the body of the present. Now, which is the second class? The second class is the weak verbs. So, weak verbs are those which form their past tense by adding ed, d, or t to the present with or without vowel change in the body of the verb. So, these weak verbs are the verbs where we just need to add a d or sometimes ed or sometimes t to the present verb, and we can change them into the past tense, and the same are used as the verb 3 in the past participle. Now, if you see the example, talk, T-A-L-K, that is your present verb. So, when we add an ed, it becomes the past. Spend, S-P-E-N-D, it ends with an D. So, we remove the D and write a T to make it into the past tense. Same sell, S-E-L-L. It changes in the past and it becomes sold. And same way for buy, B-U-Y, buy becomes B-O-U-G-H-T in the past. So this is the way how we change certain words of the weak verbs which we say into the past tense. So now here we have a list of the present verb, how that present is changed into the past, that is V2. And we also have the past participle, which is the V3. If you remember, we use this past participle in all the perfect tenses when we need to form a present perfect tense, past perfect tense, or the future perfect tense. In all the perfect tenses, we need to use verb 3. So here you can see the strong verb, for example, arise, A-R-I-S-E. That changes into the V2 past tense by changing the I into O. It becomes arose. And the past participle, that is verb 3, is arisen. So here, according to the list, We see the spellings of the present, which changes into the past by just changing one vowel, and then the past participle. If you see become, the spelling of the present is Become. When you change it into the past, that O becomes A and we write became. And again in the verb 3, it becomes become again. So in this way, we have to change certain strong verbs into the past and past participle. Now you can see one more example of fly. Fly. The past tense of fly is we remove the y and we need to add an ew to make the past flew. And the past participle is flown. Flown. So this is a few examples of the strong verbs. Here we have few more examples of the strong verb. If you see bite, B-I-T-E, to make it into the past tense, that is the verb to, we remove the E and we write bit. And the past participle verb 3 is formed by doubling the T, B-I-T-T-E-N. So in this way, there are many examples given in your textbook, which you just need to read and keep in mind that what the past tense is and what the past participle is of these verbs. Now here there is a list of the weak verbs. Now what are these weak verbs? That where we need to add a ed, a d or a t to the present and we can make them into the past tense. So the first example that we see is bend. B-E-N-D, bend is your present. So we remove the D and we just write T, B-E-N-T to make it the past. And that same past tense is also used in the past participle. So most of the weak verbs, the verb, when we form it into the past tense, that same spelling is used also in the verb 3. Now for example, bring. Bring changes into brought, B-R-O-U-G-H-T. And the same is for the past participle. Build, B-U-I-L-D, the D changes into T. And the same spelling is for the past participle, that is verb 3. Now if we see curse on the next side, C-U-R-S-E. This present verb is ending in E. So we just add an D to make it into the past tense, the verb 2. The same spelling is used for the verb 3. Now we see die, D-I-E, die. So again it is ending in E. So we just simply add a D to make it the past and the same we use it in the past participle. Here also we can see a few examples of the weak verbs. Now if you see learn, L-E-A-R-N, we make it into the past by adding ed. And that same spelling is also used in verb 3 as the past participle. Travel, T-R-A-V-E-L. So when we make it into the past, we make that L double. So T-R-A-V-E-L-L-E-D. And that same spelling is used in the past participle V3. So this is the way how we form our weak verbs. Now there are a table of verbs where they have the 3 forms, the present, past and past participle alike. Alike means it is the same in the present tense. It is that same spelling is used in the past and that same spelling is also used in the past participle. For example, bet, B-E-T, bet. That same spelling is for the past and the same it is for the past participle. Burst, B-U-R-S-T. Burst doesn't become bursted. I bursted crackers. No, I burst crackers yesterday. So accordingly to the sentence, we come to know that this burst is in the past tense. Yesterday comes in your sentence means something that has passed. So you are saying yesterday. So that burst becomes the past tense there. If I say I burst crackers today, so burst will be in the present tense. So according to the sentence and the verb, we understand that which tense it is trying to say, whether it is in the present, past or the past participle. Now there are few more examples Cast. Cast remains same in the past also, V2, and in the past participle also, V3. So here there are many examples if you see. Cost, cut, hit, hurt, let, put, read, rid, set, shed, shut, split, spread, and thrust. So all these verbs, they do not change in the past and they do not change in the past participle. It remains the same. Now for if you see read, when we are talking about the present verb, the pronunciation is read. Now when we use this verb as the past, so we need to pronounce it as read. So when we say read, it comes into our mind that this is the past tense. So the pronunciation changes of this verb. Now let us do exercise 1 where we need to write this whole sentence again by changing the verb to the past tense. So we are given verb 1 and we have to change that into verb 2 and write the whole sentence again. So your first one is aeroplanes fly in the air. Your verb is fly, which is in verb 1. That we change it into verb 2 and we write the whole sentence again. Aeroplanes flew in the air. The second one, the chair cost only 40 rupees. Now here cost is verb 1. How do we know that? Because it is written with an S. The present sentence, simple present sentence, the verb has to agree with the subject. So subject is singular. So when the subject is singular, we have to add an S to the verb. So now when we make that into the past, we will write the chair cost only 40 rupees. That S will not come in the past tense. Third, the hunter shoots the tiger. Shoots is your verb, verb 1. So when we change it, we write the whole sentence again. The hunter shot the tiger. Double O changes into single O and we do not add the S. Fourth, the door flies open when the wind blows. So flies and blows is your verb and we change it into the past tense by writing the whole sentence again. The door flew open when the wind blew. B-L-E-W. Fifth, the boys throw stones at the frogs. Throw is your verb. This is a strong verb. That O we change into E and we write the whole sentence again. The boys threw stones at the frogs. Sixth, all of a sudden she sinks on the floor. So this we change, sinks is your verb. And that again strong verb, I changes into A and we write the sentence, all of a sudden she sank on the floor. The seventh one, Ashok wins the first prize. Wins is your verb and we change it into won. And we write Ashok won the first prize. Eighth, he lies under the tree and sleeps. So lies and sleeps is your verb and we change it into he lay under the tree and slept. Ninth, he always lays his book on the table. So lays will change into laid and we write he always laid his books on the table. 10th, a snake bites the man. So bites is your verb and we change it into bit and we write a snake bit the man. 11th, a cold wind blows at night. So blows is your verb which we change and we write a cold wind blew at night. 12th, the artist draws a picture. Your verb is draws. So that we change it into past and we write the sentence, the artist drew a picture. Let us begin with exercise 2. Now in this exercise, we need to fill in with the past tense or the past participle of the given verbs in the bracket. So now how do we know that in which blank we have to write the past tense and in which blank we need to write the past participle? So remember children that if before the blank we have has, have, was, were or had, if they come before the blank, then in that blank we need to write the past participle, that is the verb 3. And then in the next blank we will write the verb 2. And if we start with verb 2 first, then in the next blank will come the verb 3, that is the past participle. So now let us start. The first one, the bird has dash away. The bird dash over the roof of the house, and your verb is fly. So your first blank has a has before it. So here we will write verb 3, that is flown, F-L-O-W-N. And in the next blank we write verb 2, that is flew. Second one, she dashed the book on the table. She has dashed the table for 5 guests, and your verb is lay. So first we write verb 2, that is laid. And in the next blank we write verb 3. Why? Because it has before the blank. So here laid, a verb 2 remains the same also in the verb 3. The third one, they dash his feet and hands. The thief was dash hand and foot, and your verb is bind. So first we write verb 2, that is bound, and the same bound remains verb 3 in the next blank, and there we use verb 3. Why? Because there is was before the blank. Fourth, she dash a sweet song. Sita has not dash as yet, and your verb is sing. So first we write verb 2, S-A-N-G, sang. And in the next we write verb 3. Why? Because it has before it, and sang is verb 2. So verb 3 will become sung, S-U-N-G. Fifth one, Ashok dash Bali. Rama was dash by Mahesh. Verb is strike. So now the first one we write struck, and the same spelling remains in the next blank, verb 3. First was verb 2, the next blank is verb 3. Why? Because there is was before the blank. The sixth one, the peon dashed the bell. Who has dashed the bell? And your verb is ring. So your first is verb 2, that is rang, and your second is verb 3, that is rung. Why V3 here? Because there is was, has before the blank. The seventh one, a mad dog dashed my sister. She was dashed by a mad dog, and your verb is bite. So first blank we use verb 2, that is bit, and in the second we use verb 3, that is bitten. Eighth, a wasp dash her. She was dashed by a wasp, and your verb is sting. So first we use verb 2, that is stung, and that same spelling remains for verb 3. Ninth, he dashed to tell a story. He has not yet dashed his work, and your verb is begin. So first we write verb 2, and begin changes into began, B-E-G-A-N. And the next blank we write verb 3, and the spelling is B-E-G-U-N, begun. And the last one, Anil dash Afzal. Afzal was dashed by Anil, and your verb is hit. So here hit remains the same in verb 2, and it remains the same in verb 3. So first we write verb 2, that is hit, and in the second we write the same spelling and use it as verb 3. So dear students, I hope you have understood how to use the strong verbs and weak verbs, and what are verb 2 and verb 3. So now the homework for you is that you need to write the definitions of strong verb and weak verb which I have marked in brackets and complete exercise 1 and 2 very neatly in your English notebooks. So thank you and have a nice day.